Hello and welcome along. Today we are getting started on a new series. This is the Welsh map. This is Gwenthar. Yes, and yeah, we are doing something a little bit different with this series. As you can see, we're currently down the shop. And if I go and have a look in the menu, we can see that we have nothing. We own no fields. We have, if we go through here, no animals. And if I go into the garage, we have no equipment. So we are literally starting with nothing except for £500,000. So we have a £500,000 starting budget. And as you can see, that is made up of 425,000 of money and then a £75,000 loan. So we do have a little bit of loan that we're paying as well. And the idea of this series is that we are going to be, we're emulating Farming Simulator 19's hard mode as much as we're able. So placeable stuff and replacing the builders and everything, I did consider doing, but to be perfectly honest, this map is too pretty to do that. So I have introduced a rule in that we cannot buy any farmyards. We can't use any of the farmyards or anything like that unless we buy 20 animals for that yard. So if we have a look on the map, the yards we've got are, let's actually look in this map here. The yards we've got, there's the cow yard over here. So to buy that one, we have to have at least 20 cows. To buy this one, we have to buy 20 pigs. And then to use this here, this little yard here, we have to buy 20 sheep. So to get started, we're going to have to buy some sheep. Because I'm going to use this yard and area here. So we're going to have to buy some sheep. We can order them in so we don't have to get a livestock trailer. But yeah, we are going to do that. We also need to buy a field and start there. I think our best bet, especially if we're starting with sheep, is going to be starting with some grass work. So that's where we're going to do. So what we're going to do today is we are going to buy our first piece of equipment. So without further ado, let's do that. What we need to start off is we need a good all-round tractor. I think something with roughly 250 horsepower is a good round tractor that will keep us going. And there's something ever since there was a map that I did a little while ago that I can't remember the name of it now, which was a German map that I had, and I'm sure you guys will remind me in the comments, and it will come back to me, that had a Vulture in it, and it was what I christened the Vulture DB, the Vulture David Brown, and we're going to bring that back for this series. So we use a T-Series. The T-Series, we want a front loader attached on it, so a Giants one. Engine setup, as I said, we want about 250 horsepower for what we're doing. We're going to get, we're 250 horsepower, so a T234 should do us. Main colour, we are going to go a slightly off-white. Standard wheel setup. Rim colour, we are going for a bright red. We're going to put some xenon lights on it, and we're going to put the reverse function on it, because that is very important for what we are about to buy. So that is going to be our main tractor for this series. So that is £167,000 of our budget straight off. The next thing I want is we're going to need some mowers, because we're going to buy a field and we're going to do a lot of mowing. And the reason why I've gone for the reversible function on the tractor is because I want to use the reversible pottingers. So again, we're going to buy those. We are going to be doing a fair amount of mowing early on. I think our best bet initially is going to be to get up and running with the BGA. So that's going to be my plan. Very simple setup on that. So we are also going to therefore want a windrower. I'm hoping that one is 28,000, 33,000 for the crone. I kind of want to use a mod. So I think we might grab the crone one. And I'm hoping this is the chrome one that doesn't have an issue. So we'll grab that. If it does, then I will It's a wheel setup. So I will. Actually, we're not going to purchase that at the moment. We're going to get moving with this and get cutting this episode, and we will come back to that next time. I would like to put an AGCO weight on it because obviously it's an AGCO tractor. I think a 1500 weight for it will be good. We will match the colour of the tractor with it. And there we go. So that, I think, is a good setup for us to start. So that is our initial setup. 219,000 for that. That's pretty good. That'll get us going. So let's collect this up and we'll go and buy a field. So this is the reason I've used a mod of this tractor, because there is a default version of this tractor. Is because I want to use the whole setup for being able to open the door and things. So this is quite a nice mod from that point of view. Allows us to do that. Now I think this should, if I'm right, no, I think I have picked this up on the wrong side. You have to pick it up on the right side, otherwise you can't connect the mowers together. I've found in the past. There we go. So we'll connect this up here. So yeah, 280,000 left. It's going to be about 60,000 to buy the sheep to get our first area. We could conceivably buy 20 cows or 20 pigs. The issue with that is that, well, the pigs might actually leave us with less. Well, actually might cost us less money. The cows would most definitely cost us more. The trouble is, the cows are going to cost us more to feed, as are the pigs. So the sheep are a good start because they'll generate money for us. And at the same time, they will give us a... They won't cost a lot for us to set up. Now let's have a look at the map. I think we should go and have a look at... We want to work with the BGA from the start. And we could actually base ourselves... No. I think we want to do field 41 to start with, maybe. Or just field 3. While we're getting used to the size, we'll buy field 3. It's fairly near to where we're starting. Right, like that. So let's go and have a look at the price of this. It's one of those things where, you know, I'm looking at it for the first time and going, where would be a good field to start? But here, actually, this is a good area for us. This is part of the sheep area. You can see the sheep stuff around there. Yeah. This is not a sheep field itself. But it's actually, this is a fairly decently sized field. So I think we will start with this one. I don't think it's going to be overly expensive. I'm hoping it's not going to be overly expensive. 17,000. Fantastic. So we will buy this field and we will get started in here. Absolutely awesome, I think. Right, because we're going to do the reverse drive, I want to come in here backwards. And yeah, this is actually a fantastic place for us to start. We can be based in here and it'd be really good. So if I control... I'm trying to remember what the control is. Not that. Let's have a look. How do I reverse drive this? Oh, that's why. There we go. Round we go. We will fold down our equipment. Don't think we're too close to the building. No. That is an impressive looking tractor. I do like this Vultra, and I've been wanting to get one of these back in the game for a while. Let's get out of the cab properly and close the gate so that we can easily get around. We're not using Seasons in this, and the reason for that is because Seasons is not available as standard in FS19. May not be available for a while. So, yeah, I want I want to use the realistic stuff as would, you know, as much of it as possible. We do know that crop destruction will be one of the realistic options. I'm hoping that most of the For Real mod stuff will be part of it. So I've got all of that turned on, and hopefully, you know, that will all work well. We do have plant withering on, so if we have crops and we do take too long to harvest them, they are going to wither. So we're not, while we've not got seasons, we do still have a time limit on our crops. So I don't want to be, I don't want to have issues with that. We are quite away from doing crops because obviously we have to do, we have to get not vehicles. We have to get animals before we can do stuff in our other yards. There's no storage for crops or anything in this yard here. That doesn't stop us building stuff. We can, you know, we could say, right, part of this field we will pave over and add a new barn into. If we want to expand our farm here, we very much can. It's not required that we have to buy those other places, and we can, like FS19, we can build our farm anywhere we want if we so desire. It's just if we want to use any of the facilities that exist, we have to get enough animals for that area. And the idea behind that, and the reason why I've gone for that, is because what that means is in FS19 the animal areas are placeable. So to me, that is basically me saying, right, we're placing an animal area, we're placing an animal yard, and you know, you can't do that without having the animals to pay or paying for the animals. So that's why we're doing it that way, and I think that's going to be an interesting thing on this series. You know, we are going to be, initially we're going to be doing a fair amount of grass work. We should cut, we'll certainly cut this field today. I'm hoping to cut another field today, but we'll see how we go. I'd like to get field 4 as well and get that cut. I don't know how much time we will have. We're doing all right for time at the moment. We have had quite a long intro. But yeah, I want to try and get a couple of fields of grass done. And if we can do that, we will get going. If I can get stuff into the silage or get the sheep fed early on, that will be good. So that's my initial target. And I kind of want to use a forager. I want to use a trail forage, because if we plan ahead, what we can do is, with a trail forage wagon, we're able to do, as in a trail forager, what we'll have is a lot of, we'll have a trailer that we can then use later on for when we actually do buy a harvest field and do some storage and things like that. That will all work to our advantage. So yeah, this initial thing is very much getting set up, getting our first load of grass cut. I think we will we'll be doing grass for a bit, but we will break it up. We will do some bits and pieces. We'll probably devote an episode, I think, fairly early on to getting the sheep and getting that sorted out. While I haven't put the restriction on of requiring an animal trailer to do things, I am basically thinking I'm going to use an animal trailer, and the reason for that is because I want to play more realistically. So I wouldn't really pay to get stuff delivered like that. We are going to try and do more animals later on. So yeah. So actually what we're starting off with very much is a sheep farm. Our initial thing is very much a sheep farm setup, which is something I've not seen anybody do really. Sort of sheep farm and silage is where we're starting, which I think is it's quite a good place, quite an interesting way to start this off. if we can get more sheep than 50, than 20, that would be great, because obviously that will generate us more wool quicker, and we can make more money quicker that way. But it's yeah, it's very much at the moment we're a single tractor with a single mower trying to get started. The advantage of 500,000 is the fact that we are able to just start and work with a bit more with the whole thing. What we can do, of course, which I haven't done, is I could have towed a windrower behind me and just sped this whole thing up. But I don't feel the need at the moment. Right, so we have nearly cut field 3. This is a nice and efficient way of doing this. I think field 4 we have an entrance to next to us. It's quite well connected. The other alternative is field 19. Field 4 is actually slightly bigger. And I think it would be good to have a larger field. Knock down wide. There we go. Hadn't dropped it. Perfect. But yeah, we've made short work of this field. So I think we'll get another field cut. Next time we will row it up and try to and hopefully get it sorted. I think what we might do next time actually is get our sheep. I think if we go and buy the sheep and get that sorted, and well, I'll see how I go. I want to get into this as quickly as possible. Get things generating money. We need to get generating money because we are going to run out of time fairly quickly. A day is not going to last very long. And before you know it, we are going to be moving on to day 2, and suddenly be in need of cash, because yeah, it will cost us money on a daily basis. Right, so that is the first field done. I think I'm going to swiftly head over and sort field 4. So we'll turn off our mowers and fold them up. We'll keep the reverse drive on. Right, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is while we've cut this field and we're heading to this gateway, I do love this Vulture. That is a beautiful looking piece of kit. Right, where is purchase? The purchasing is in this corner. So I could have driven down on the road. I'm going to jog along the edge of the fields to this. I'm hoping this field is not going to cost too much either. The beauty of getting field 3 and field 4 is that they are also on the way to the BGA. 28,000, so we will buy that as well. So it's a little bit larger than field 3. And we'll get these 2 cut today, which will get us a good start. Will get us a good basis for what we're going to do. There we are. Right, so through the gateway here, and almost immediately, I want to try and unfold these. I'm hoping, because obviously we have crop destruction on, so the further I drive into a field, the more damage I do to the crops. There we go. Both of them down, and away we go. So I know one way or the other I've gone the wrong way around the field. One of the comments that I have had in the past is, no, you always cut the other way around the field. So we've gone counterclockwise the first time, and we've gone clockwise this time. So one way I know I've gone the right way around the field, and the other I know I haven't. I don't know which is which. I think we're going to go north-south cutting this field once we've done a couple of rounds on the headlands. And this is a much bigger field than field 3, which is good. It's going to give us. We're going to start this off with plenty of grass. And I think it is going to be a very, early on, this is going to be very grass based. You know, very much like that. It is telling me I don't own it, but it's only because I'm just clipping the other field. Yeah. Yeah, just clipping the other field with one of the mowers. So it doesn't do too badly. We're also going to, of course, have to do some missions. So we won't do all grass work. I would guess fairly early on as well. We'll go and do a mission or two. Get that done. Make ourselves some money that way. It is all very much about how quickly can we make some money. What can we do to bring the income in, get ourselves moving, make sure that we can expand quickly. And I think that is going to be the trick with FS19. I think very much it is going to be, I'm starting with just cash. You know, the first thing to go and do is to contract a load. Get yourself a decent tractor like we have here, and go and use it to go contracting. Raise money that way. I think we'll do it very well. We'll work an absolute treat in FS19. So that I think is going to be the way to go. And that is one of the things I want to test. I want to test if I can buy a single tractor like this and just earn money. You know, see what we can do to earn cash and go from there. Yeah, you can see where it clipped with that mower, and as a result it sort of left a patch infield as well. Not too worried, that's not horrible. We do need to go round and do, I think we did I don't know if we did one or two or three headlands on field. Well, let's have a look actually. We did 3 headlands by those things. So we'll go around and we'll do another headland. Give ourselves plenty of space to turn around. Although, to be perfectly honest, I don't think we need it. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, we can. The beauty of this tractor is absolutely we don't need to do that. Right, I'm going to cut in here. So go north-south and just cut straight through the field. I have a point in the distance where I can focus on, and that should just keep us nice and straight. And in doing so, we can just open up, a bit like harvesting with a combine. Using 2 different methods on the field. Of course, this first harvest is not going to give us a massive yield either, because this is not fertilized, any of this. But what it does mean is we can take these 2 fields and we can immediately start applying a full set of fertilization to them. So we'll get them rolled and get them fertilized and maybe harrowed and all of that. And it means the next time we come to do them, we will get a good yield off them and make more money off it. There is only 1 silage clamp down at the BGA. So, yeah, we'll fill that up as much as we can to sell it. But it is, yeah, it is one of those things that we're going to end up with a whole load of, we need to do all of our grass in one go and then do the BGA, get it up there and then sold. Which is fine. I mean, that's the thing. We will cut as much as we can this time. We'll row it up either next time or the episode after. I will probably row it up next time, and then we'll start looking at. We'll get the sheep set up, and then we'll get ourselves probably a trailed forage harvester, and do that, because I haven't used a trailed forage harvester yet. And as I say, I want to keep things very flexible with this series. We need to be fairly flexible. That's why we have a 250 horsepower tractor. straight off the bat, it's cost us a little bit more than if you were just going, you know, thing. And we do know that we need to make cash in order to have combine harvesters and things. So yeah. But once we get the first set of stuff through the BGA, what we can do is we can buy some more fields, raise some more cash, buy some more fields, and then start building it up over time. Getting the sheep producing wool will be very useful to us. So yeah, I'm tempted to get as many sheep as I can straight off. Get myself set up with a full-on sheep operation to begin with. Which is quite appropriate for Wales, and then go from there. Yeah, call it Operation Sheep or something like that. But yeah, so starting with nothing but cash, seeing if we can get ourselves in a position where we can earn a whole load of money as quickly as possible, and put ourselves in good stead for FS19 and how that works. So yeah, I think this is just going to be. I'm just looking forward to testing this and really working this, and I hope you guys are too. I think it's going to be an interesting series from that point of view. And we will of course do a lot of FS19 chat in this series as well, because it is a series that is about what could we see in FS19, what could be coming. So yeah, we will see what happens. But this aspect of it has me very excited. This idea of, you know, starting with nothing, being in a position where you can define everything about it. I love that. I really do. And I think from that point of view, it's going to be a really nice thing to do, and opens up so many possibilities. Makes it, you know, opens up a whole world of things that you can do. That just, it's almost as big a game changer as Seasons has been in FS19, in FS17. Okay, we're just going to finish this off. And once we've got this done, what we'll do is we will finish there, and then next time I think we will go and get a windrower. We of course cannot park. At the moment we don't have any sheep, so we cannot park this piece of kit at the sheep farm. We are currently homeless. So that may be a very good reason to get the sheep. Stop us being homeless very early on. Yeah, I'm going to have to park the tractor in one of the fields and go from there. But yeah, we need to get ourselves sorted from that point of view. Right. There we go. Brilliant. So, is this what FS19's hard mode is going to be like? We shall find out in a few months. But until then, I hope you enjoy this series and what we're trying to attempt with it. I'm going to fold everything up. And that is going to be where we end today's episode. So, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from FendtFarmer, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.